Hi, and welcome to this mini program on the Divine Matrix. Thank you so much for registering and deciding to get on the path of understanding your Divine Matrix. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you today some very powerful stuff. And so let's start off with what you need. Okay, this is pretty much what you're going to need for your mini training here with me today. You're going to need a quiet place to do this with me. At least carve out about 30 minutes of your time so that you can really get involved in this training. You can really soak into the precious, juicy details of the things that we're going to talk about here. You're also going to need your companion workbook. I am hoping that you got that downloaded already and printed out so that you can work along as we go through this training together. Of course, you need a pen, but if you're like me, I am a very much right-brained individual, so I love colored pens. I love anything that pops when it comes to colors. And so I would suggest that you would get, colored pens and colored markers to write down interesting stuff for you to remember in this training. Last but never the least, I want you to also grab a glass of water. This is a very important um, a very important tool pretty much for this particular training because you are going to use that to seal everything that you've learned during our time together. That's actually going to um, play a very significant role in a different realm later, and you will understand that here in a bit when we go through our training. All right, so what will you learn with me today? With this training, you're going to pretty much learn about the divine matrix. So we're going to go through a divine matrix overview. You're going to understand what exactly is this divine matrix that Coach Cookie's been talking about, and then you're going to understand the integrations of the matrix. There are pretty much integrations within your matrix, so you're going to understand that as well. And then we're going to summarize everything, and I'm going to invite you to take some actionable steps later by the end of this training so that you will really embed every single truth that we are going to touch into, or we are going to delve into in this training. All right, so if you don't know me, my name is Cookie Laguda. I am your lead coach for this training. The goal of this mini training is to help you get basic understanding of your triune design and help you identify the power that lies within the matrix of your being. You're going to open up to a whole new realm of your existence in our time together here. All right. So, okay, coach, enough with all of the introduction. Let's deep dive into this. All right. So, the divine matrix. Let's talk about our divine matrix. Now, when we talk of divine matrix, what exactly are you blabbering about when you talk of a matrix, coach? Well, let's start off with our definition. A matrix is actually an environment or material in which something develops from. This is actually a surrounding or a medium or a structure to grow from. So when we talk of the divine matrix, what we are seeing is actually an environment, actually a medium, a structure of sort, the foundation from which each and every one of us can grow from, can develop from, can expand from. And so that is a divine matrix because this is the blueprint of who God created us to be. Scripture tells us that we have been created in the image and the likeness of God. And so this is a divine matrix. This medium, this environment, this structure, this blueprint is actually a divine high matrix, high environment to grow from, something that we can develop from. All right, so let's talk about this matrix. There are three major parts of the divine matrix, and the first one is our body. Now, when we talk of the body, this is your physical body. Okay? You got your bones, your muscles, and everything in between. your anatomy, pretty much, and the physiology that goes with that. Whatever tangible physical thing that you can see and touch and feel and experience within your realm of existence, that's actually your body. It's your physical body. You get to move that physical body. Now, that is the first aspect of your design. The second one is your mind, which is another powerful area of the divine matrix. The mind is pretty much our thinking faculty. This is, although I do have a picture of the brain here, but it's more on the non tangible aspect of your mind. The mind is the thinking faculty we have. We make decisions with our mind. We create belief systems with our mind. We save information with our mind. We process information with our mind. So that's pretty much another big aspect of your divine matrix. The last but not the least, never the least, is the spirit, okay? Because there is a spiritual aspect to your design. You are a triune being. You are three parts all rolled into one. And your third aspect is actually your spirit. Now, this is your identity. This is who you are, and this is actually the living being that you are within you, because you are a spirit in a physical body, and you have the mind that runs your experience in life. And so let's deep dive a little bit more into your divine matrix and talk about the aspects of integration, because you see, you are an integrated being. All these three parts are closely, deeply integrated with each other. They don't stand alone. They all are integrated into one full picture of your being, the body, the mind, and the spirit. And you cannot experience one without experiencing another. You cannot do something with one aspect without influencing the others. You have to consider that you are a triune being. And so whatever you do with the body, you're going to influence your mind, you're going to influence your spirit. Whatever you do with the spirit, or whatever you do with the mind, you're going to experience and influence that in the spirit and the body. So let's talk about integration. What is this all about? Well, let's start off with the integration of your body and your spirit. When we talk of our body and spirit working together, we actually experience what we call energy. The energy in life is the life force, that force of sort that keeps you alive. Structure tells us that the creator breathed his spirit into us, and that is why we became living beings. You see, a body cannot become a living being without this particular energy, without the spirit. And these two need to be integrated and experienced together in order for us to experience what we call this particular energy. Now, energy is sort of your frequency, your vibration in this life. Energy is something that you do not see, but it is something that you actually can experience from others, and others can experience from you. For example, let's take a situation where we can have an experience of energy. Remember a time in your life when you're in a crowded room. Okay, remember a time when you were in a crowded room. There's a lot of people in this room, some strangers, some familiar faces. But remember this time, and remember a time when you have, at some point in time, had the inclination to kind of focus in one area, and specifically to one person, because you felt like somebody has been watching you all this time. And so you kind of move your gaze towards that person, and then lo and behold, you realize, oh my gosh, they've been staring at me for quite a while now. Now, how in the world, from among all of these people in the room, would you be able to identify that somebody has been focusing on you, somebody has been watching you, somebody has been staring at you for the past, half hour, an hour? The thing is, that particular person's energy had been focused on you, and that energy was influencing your field. Okay, because each and every one of us, we have this energetic field that is a personal energetic field, but we actually can influence the world around us. And so that particular person, when they focus their attention on you, they are focusing energy on you, and that is what you picked up. That is what you experienced, and that's the reason why you turned your head and moved, moved your gaze towards that person and realized that, oh my gosh, they have been staring at me for quite a while. So that is your energy. Another example of this that's going to be familiar is, take for example, you went to the mall and you went on an escalator because you decided to go to the second floor. You went on the escalator, stepped on one of the steps, and just waited for the escalator to bring you to the second floor. Now, even if you don't see the person or anybody who's going to follow you on that escalator, if they're going to take the very next step on the escalator after you, they're going to come into your field and you're going to feel the presence of their energy. Even if they're not going to talk to you, even if they're not going to interact with you, even if they're not going to touch you or what, even if you're not going to see them at all, you're going to be able to feel the presence of that person behind you because of our energy. So that's pretty much the integration of our body and our spirit. That's the experience of energy. Now, what about the experience of the spirit and the mind? Because these two are integrated together as well. Well, the spirit and the mind is the integration of your spirit and your mind is what we call our unconscious. This is pretty much where we experience the unconscious. And the unconscious is a magnificent portion of our design. In fact, the unconscious plays a major, major role in every single experience we have with life. And so um, the unconscious is a powerful aspect of our design, and it is the integration of your spirit and your mind. Okay. So when we talk of the integration of the body and the mind this time, this is now what we call our emotions. Now, emotions are pretty much really just energy in motion. Okay, it's just a shortcut for energy in motion. In reality, emotions are energies that are experienced by the body, and this is the reason why you see that the integration is between your body and your mind. It is because your physiology, your body, your physical body is going to make changes. It's going to adjust things. It's going to make chemicals. It's going to change hormones and whatnot in order to match whatever thoughts you have in your mind. That is how integrated you are as a being. And with your body and mind working hand in hand together, the only time you're going to experience an emotion is when your body is agreeing with the thoughts that you have running in your mind. You cannot, and believe me, you cannot do one thought and act it out in the body. Have you ever noticed? You try this one. Do this with me real quick. So you will understand how powerful this integration of your design is. So do this with me. Sit up straight where you are right now. Okay, let's do this. Sit up straight with your chin up, high up. Okay, put your chin up, and then move your shoulders back and up, and make sure that you have this straight spine behind you, and just sit there and just feel this moment and think of something that you want to think while you are doing this posture. While you are taking this posture, I want you to think of something and go ahead, whatever that may be, think of something while you're doing this. How do you feel? What's the emotion that you are actually feeling right now? Are you feeling the emotion of being courageous, being bold, being strong, being victorious, or something like that? Being assertive, being happy, sometimes, when you have this stance, you are experiencing that emotion. You can think of a lot of things that's, going on in your mind in relation to this particular posture. That's when you experience your emotion. When you are in this position, try thinking of sad things. Try to do that. Actually, um, if you can actually do an incongruency in your design, and try to see if that's possible. You're doing this posture, your back is straight. I'm going to give you time to think about something that is sad or something that is scary when you're doing this posture, and realize that you actually can't. It's going to be difficult. Why? Because the moment you start thinking about something that is scary or something that is sad, your physiology is going to match that. You're probably going to start feeling your shoulders rounding out towards the front. Your chin is going to start moving downwards. Again, you're going to be curling up slowly if you will be thinking of sad things. You cannot do the opposites. When these areas of your divine matrix are integrated, when you're experiencing your energy in motion, you cannot have two different responses from the areas that are involved. Your body cannot manifest, something different that your mind is thinking about. When you have a thought, your body automatically follows that one. It automatically matches that one. It automatically gets influenced by whatever is running in your thoughts. Okay, so that's a powerful thing to realize, that the integration of our body and our mind is actually the one that's responsible for our emotion. Now, one of the things that I want you to understand is that we are not only looking at the divine matrix here, where we have all of these parts, all the three parts. We have our body, mind, and spirit. And then we have the integration of each part, where we experience energy, the unconscious, and our emotions. I also want you to kind of be familiar with the realms of your existence, because we actually have realms of our existence. The first realm is the physical realm. This pertains to the physical body. This is the most basic realm, the most bottommost realm, and it is the most easily influenceable realm, as I would say. It follows, it follows so quickly whatever the higher realms would demand of it. Okay, so the physical realm is the body. When we move up to the next higher realm, that's the mind. The mind is where we consider existing in the mental realm. When you are working and existing at the mental realm, you'll be doing a lot of things, a lot of thinking here, but you can actually influence easily the physical realm. The highest realm that we experience life with, as a human being, is the spiritual realm, and this realm is the most powerful of all, the most influential of all. Whatever you do in the spiritual realm influences greatly the mental and physical realm. If you're working at a spiritual level, it has a massive effect on your physical realm, your mental realm. Okay, so it breaks barriers pretty much, because this is a very, very powerful level of your design, the spiritual realm. So let's talk about the physical realm. What exactly is in the physical realm? How do we experience the physical realm? Well, the physical realm is pretty much our hormones, our biochemistry, our physiology, our anatomy. This is where we experience all of the chemical changes inside our bodies. If there's something going on, if we are experiencing life, and we are experiencing life 24/7, and so your body, your physical realm, is responsible for your hormones, your body chemistry or biochemistry, your physiology, and the changes that you actually have in your body for whatever reason that there may be during your experience. The next realm, when we talk of the mental realm, this actually comprises of your memories, your beliefs. Gestalts is something that we call in psychology as the I would say the organization of events, the organization of experiences. When you have a gestalt, you actually have an organized series of events clumped up together because they might be similar. They have information that are quite similar to each other. And so they are clumped up, organized together as one gestalt. They're pretty much, in simple terms, coach, please, they're pretty much programs running in the mental realm. Now, memories, beliefs, gestalts, and all these programs, they're basically information. They're basically data. So everything that is going on in the mental realm has something to do with data processing. Yes, you are a power supercomputer in reality, in real terms. You really are a supercomputer, okay? Because you have massive data in the mental realm of memories, of events, of things that you tend to save or delete or whatever, however you want to filter it. These are the information that is being processed and saved in the mental realm. So what about our spiritual realm? Well, the spiritual realm, as I've mentioned earlier, is it's the most powerful realm that we can take into consideration. When we talk of the spiritual realm, we are talking about vibrations, frequencies, and energies. Um, Imagine yourself to be a radio station, your own personal radio station. You have your own frequency, your own vibration, your own energy that you emit out into the world, and the world is able to pick that up. But you're not the only one in the world, so you will also be picking up. You're also able to pick up the frequencies, the vibrations, and the energies of those around you. Now, Nikola Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, you must think in terms of frequencies and vibrations, because this is all there is. In our experience in life, everything pretty much is going to be summed up in this spiritual realm, because in reality, we are energetic beings that just have physical bodies. But if you're going to look into your whole experience of life, everything that you've experienced is going to be touching the spiritual realm in terms of vibrations, in terms of frequencies, in terms of energies. And so that's an amazing thing. Let me share this because this thought just came into my mind. There was a book that I read in the past, and it's called Frequency. It was actually entitled Frequency, and a portion in the introduction, it says there that because each and every one of us has been created in the image and likeness of God, the design that we actually have reflects the similar design that the Most High God, the Creator, has. But when it comes to our design, we have different auditory sensors. We have different cells, minute cells that are responsible for picking up vibrations of different levels, and that's in our ear, in our inner ear, and partly in the middle ear as well. But there's like certain chemicals there and substances there that are crystals, even, that are responsible for picking up their own sensitivity to these vibrations, to specific frequencies. And so that's the reason why human beings have a certain range of frequency that we can hear. Oftentimes there are sounds and frequencies and vibrations that we can no longer sense as human beings, but our pets can, our dogs can, but the birds can sense it earlier. Can you guys remember, that they would always say the animals know if an earthquake is coming? The animals know the changes in the seismic activities and whatnot, because they pick up more, a higher range of vibrations and frequencies and energies compared to humans. And so our frequency is very specific. And when we think of the design of the ear, there are tones and frequencies, as I've said, that are very specific. And that is pretty much the same in the big picture of the Most High God, of our Creator, because each and every one of us has a specific receptor in Him. We have our own mark, specific crystal receptor, if we may put it that way, in our imagination, something that would be specific to us. That's the reason why when you raise up your voice, or even just your thoughts, these are frequencies and vibrations, when you raise it up in prayer, that gets heard in the spiritual realm, that gets to Him, and He listens to the voices of those who belong to Him, because He is sensitive to the specific frequency. And you can just imagine, people oftentimes wonder, will God ever hear me, like specifically my prayer? Would He know that I'm the one who is praying from all, from among the billions of people around the world? Will He know that I'm the one asking for this and I'm the one praying for this? Yes, He can, because He has specific receptors for our specific frequencies. And that's how amazingly wonderful our creation and our Creator is. So that's the spiritual realm. I'm sorry, I kind of went on a rabbit trail there, because this is a very powerful aspect and truth to our design. Okay, so when we talk of our realms, as I've mentioned earlier, the higher you go through your realms, the more powerful this realm is going to be. Take note, these are your realms. These are your personal realms. Each and every one of us has been designed to have our own physical realm, mental realm, and spiritual realm. So if you want to see some changes, for example, in your body, a lot of people are stuck in the physical realm. They would think that, okay, I want to be healthy. I have a wellness goal in life. I want to get rid of some excess fat here and there. And I want my, hormones to be leveled out. Can't quite speak this afternoon, but I want my hormones to be leveled out and be running smoothly and whatnot. But most of the time, we are very focused on just dealing with things in the physical realm. You would see people go on a diet crash, dieting, diet shopping. They would look for the best diet for themselves and whatnot. And then they would go into exercise regimens, programs and whatnot, and stretch themselves out there in the physical realm. They are doing all the hard work, hard work in the physical realm, sweating it all off, because sweat pretty much is in the physical realm. Not knowing that you can actually tap into your higher realms to help you with your goals. You can actually tap into your mental realm. Your mental realm has data and information saved in the background, and oftentimes running in the background without you realizing anymore that these are the beliefs that you've been holding on so, tightly for such a long time. And no matter what kind of dieting you have been doing your entire life, nothing has been helping you, because you had a belief that you will always be fat. And remember, the higher the realm, the more influential it is to the lower realms. And so your mental realm is a very powerful realm to tap into as well. But if you're really going to want to hit goals left and right and all that, you've got to realign everything in your life to be in complete alignment with whatever you work on in your spiritual realm. Because the spiritual realm, I've been blabbering about the spiritual realm, but because the spiritual realm is your most powerful aspect, most powerful realm of your design. And I just really want you to understand that. Okay, so let's talk about the divine matrix flow, because there is actually a flow in our divine matrix. When we talk of our matrix, you already know you have energy and you have your unconscious and your emotions, right? Okay. So energy actually is moving all the time. Energy cannot be still. It has to be moving in order for it to have a higher vibration, a higher frequency. And it's in order for you to have a better experience with life, energy has to be moving. Okay. So with that said, whatever energy, whatever data, because energy is data pretty much in our world, whatever energy you have experienced from your world, outside of you, that is actually going to move into your unconscious first. The unconscious is the place of filtering, of processing all of the information that comes at you. And after your unconscious processes and filters and goes through all of the data and programming that you have in that area, in that space, that's the time that your unconscious will now direct that energy into becoming an emotion or an energy in motion. You're going to act out that energy because your body's now going to be involved. So after all of the things that you've come up with as a decision, as a belief, as a reaction or a response to the situations that you find yourselves in, your unconscious is going to be the director of things, and he's going to blast it off into your projector to life. And your life is going to, come into play on stage as you experience all of your emotions or energy in motion, right? Because every single experience you have in life, whether it's with yourself or with another human being, you actually are using energies in motion. You're experiencing energies in motion. It's either you're happy or unhappy in your relationships. It's either you're fulfilled or you're frustrated or feeling so low in your career. There's so many different activities that we involve ourselves in, and so many events that happen in our world. Let me step aside a little bit because I know you keep hearing me say your world, your world. And this is pretty much your world, my dear friend. You have your own world. I have my own world. And the divine matrix is our environment, our personal environment. Remember, it is our personal space, an environment of which we experience this life, of which we, exist and respond to life with or in. And so every single thing that you experience when you are already experiencing your energies in motion, you're going to experience that in your world. I won't necessarily have an experience, that is involving your world. Everything is about the self, is about our personal world initially before we put it out into, the ones, the people who are around us. And that's the work of energy in our life. That's the reason why we now move these energies back into the community, into your external environment, into the people in the circle of your influence, and the people you deal with on a daily basis, on a weekly or yearly basis. But whoever it is that you come in contact with, you're putting out this energy and motion back into your realm of influence, back into your external environment. And so that is the movement of energy in your matrix, in your environment, into your personal world. The energy that's back into the external world is now going to be the same energies, experiences, and situations that you will find yourself in. And then you're going to have that processed in the unconscious. You're going to have it, filtered and processed by your unconscious. And that energy is going to be directed. The data will be directed towards your body and your mind working together. And now you will have your energy in motion, or now you're feeling your emotions. And then as you feel your emotions, because your emotions are vibrational, are frequencies, are energies, you emit it out into the world and back at it again. So that's the beauty and design of your matrix. And think of this, you actually have an influence on your world. You know, you have a circle of influence. You have a personal circle of influence that's a level one and beyond. Because when you say level one, your circle of influence as a level one is these are the people that you are in contact with on a regular basis. These are the people that you are interacting with, and you exchange energy sometimes, and you even build connections, energetic connections at times, you know, with your primary level one people in your circle of influence. But you are not aware that you actually have influence beyond your level one circle, because the people, for example, that you've influenced with in the level one stage of your energetic influence to the world around you, for example, you are angry at somebody, and you're angry about a situation, and then you're spilling out this energy of anger onto somebody. Okay, that person is going to be affected by your energy of anger, and for sure that person is going to process all of that information and data and all that stuff and filter it through all of the programmings they personally have themselves, and then they're gonna create their own emotions as well in reaction to the anger energy that you've presented to them. And so whatever reaction they now have, they're going to also have their own circle of influence. And so they're going to put it off and put it out into their world as well. So this is an idea that I want you to keep in mind, because you have a greater influence to the environment and to the situations around you simply by tapping into your divine matrix and tapping into the truth of your divine design. You actually have a very powerful design. Okay, I want to end with a few word here that I want to share with you. God does not do things by coincidence, but by divine design. That's what Neil Maxwell said. Neil A. Maxwell said, and that is so true. There are no accidents in our world. Everything is by design. The only time that we become frustrated, that we become so bitter and angry and messed up and effed up in this life, is because we have forgotten the fact that we actually are so powerful beings that live through that divine matrix, and that we have power within us. And this is the reason why scripture tells us as well, it reminds us as well, that we have not been given a spirit of fear, of timidity, but of power, of love, and a sound mind. It's fascinating if you're going back to your divine design, that divine matrix that you have as an environment. We can grow as individuals by leaps and bounds and become who God created us to be, become the biggest, the highest potential that we can be in this life, and impacting the world around us through that energetic influence in our circles of influence. And so God does not do things by coincidence in this world. He does it by divine design. My friend, you might be saying, oh, well, did he plan the bad thing that happened to me? I lost a loved one in a very traumatic way. Here's something that I want you to keep in mind. Things do not happen to you. Things happen for you, because your makeup comes from that divine matrix, and everything that occurs in your life happens for you. Scripture tells us all things work for good for those who are called to a higher purpose. That's the reason why. Why? Because when things happen for us, we have the substrate in our divine design, in our divine matrix. We have that substrate to grow from, to expand ourselves, to become more than who we have known ourselves to be. We have that potential, and we can be who God has created us to be. Now, last, I want to leave you with this. Your divine design dictates your future direction. And that's what Dr. Aubrey Malphur said. And I couldn't agree more, because if you would just understand what we have just, looked into, the goals you have in life, the visions that you will have for your future, and for the things that God has implanted in you as seeds of visions and mission that you need to accomplish in this life. It's you, everything revolves around your divine matrix. That is where everything's going to begin for you, and everything's going to end in your divine design. And if you want to look at where you will be in the future, if you want to really um, get somewhere in your future and want to know, the direction of your future, you can actually influence your direction in your future, towards your future, simply because you have a divine matrix that is so powerful, so awesome, so magnificently designed by the creator, that you can tap into, my dear friend. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful we are. And so we've come to the last slide of this training. I thank you so much for being here and delving into your divine matrix, for really having the interest to learn more about your divine design. Now, I mentioned earlier that we'll talk about some actionable steps. So, what I want you to do is to actually look into your divine matrix, okay? Your areas, the major areas of your divine matrix, your body, your mind, and your spirit, and try to kind of spend some time with yourself today, tonight, and do some introspection, do some deep thinking, and unpack what you can find, in there, and try to figure out what are the things that you've taken for granted in when it comes to your body, when it comes to your mind, when it comes to your spirit. What are the things that you have been taking for granted now that you know about your divine matrix? What are the things that you have been doing that may be causing you the mess ups and the F ups in your life? And you would realize that, oh my gosh, I have not been, living my divine matrix from my divine matrix. I have not been honoring my divine matrix, my divine design. I guess this is the reason why. So, search up those things and write them down in your workbook. Spend time with yourself to do that. Um, things that you can find in your body, in your mind, and in your spiritual aspect of your design. And last but not the least, before I leave you and leave a blessing to you, I want to invite you right now to grab that glass of water that you have, that you've prepared ahead of time, as required, as mentioned in our, in the start of this training. I want you to grab that glass of water, because your words, my dear friend, is also frequencies. Everything you are is vibration and frequency. And there's actually something that you can do with water, where you can influence the makeup of that water. Remember, your body is 75 to 80% water, or 70 to 75%, depending on who you want to follow, and with their physiology and anatomy. But let's take 75%. You are 75% water, and water is something that you can actually charge. You can influence the molecules of water. You can speak life into your glass of water. Intentions put into that glass of water and take it into you, because those intentions, those frequencies and vibrations, remember, you have a spiritual realm, and that is an activity, a practice that you actually can do, tapping into your spiritual realm. It is something that is so powerful. I have been practicing this for quite a while now. Take, for example, if I feel like something's going on in my body, or I'm going to get down with, something, a yucky thing, and I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to develop some sniffles, or my nose is stuffy, or I'm just feeling weak, and there's something going on inside for sure, because I'm not functioning at an optimum in my physical body. What I usually do is just get a glass of water, put my intentions in there, and just speak life into that water and infuse it with that energy and vibration. And I would normally just say, this is the only thing I'm going to do, have to do. This is the only cup of water I would need to do in order to cleanse everything that do not belong from my body. This is the only thing I need to do in order to make me feel so much better again. And I'm going to take that. And the vibrations from my words, and even if I'm not going to say it out loud, the vibrations and the frequencies from my thoughts alone, my intentions alone, are already automatically infused into the molecules of water in your glass. Okay. And when you take it in, those vibrations and frequencies are carried by that glass, by that water, that amount of water that you put inside your body. And it's going to shift things. Because remember, your spiritual realm is so much more powerful and very, very influential to the lower realms. And your physical realm follows quickly, whatever the spiritual realm would decide on. The body really just follows. It's the most basic, the most, yes sir, give me instructions sir, realm of your existence. And so right now, my dear friend, I want you to utilize this practice as well. Go ahead and infuse whatever thoughts and intentions you want to have with that glass of water, particularly pertaining to the training that you just have on your divine matrix, and maybe infuse some thoughts in there, that this glass of water is the only thing I need to do in order to seal the truth of my divine matrix, the truth of my divine design into my life, and that I will be walking in the highest realm of my divine matrix from this day forward. And I will be who God has created me to be, simply because I have this powerful divine matrix as my truth. And you can just drink up your water from there. I thank you so much for being with me. You stay brilliant out there. You be blessed, so you will be a blessing out there. Until next time, I pray that the Lord bless you and keep you. I pray that He would make His face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. I pray that He would let His countenance upon you and give you His shalom, the peace that surpasses all understanding. Thank you so much for being here with me. I honor you and the journey that brought you here. Until next time, you be blessed and be a blessing.